making $57,000 with a Forex robot called TitanX. Is this the best expert advisor that's on the market? We're going to get into the advantages and the downfalls of the TitanX expert advisor, as well as show you a client of ours that's banked $57,000 in profits using a Forex robot. If you're using a robot or an expert advisor of any kind, then you want to watch this video because I'm going to explain to you exactly how he did it and how to basically give you the highest chances of avoid blowing your account. Most people blow their accounts when they use some sort of Forex trading robot or automated trading software. And I'm going to show you a few tips to get the best results no matter if you're using TitanX or if you're using a different Forex robot. This is going to help as well. Hey there, my name is Adam Winnig, and we built this channel to help make your trading easy, lucrative, and fun. So if you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe button and turn on post notifications. In this video, we're going to be talking about a client of ours that banked $57,000 worth of trading profits using an automated solution called the TitanX robot. We're going to be reviewing that and talking about what you have to do to be a successful robot trader and some of the pitfalls that you have to be aware of, or else you could run into a serious problem. So I'll just show you here really quickly. We're inside of our Facebook group, which if you're not a part of, you can go to facebook.com/group/EdgeTradersOfficial. You can join the party and see everybody that's having fun inside this group and doing really well. Now, before we get into this, I'll show you that he basically said that he hit his first big goal with Titan. He just smashed $100,000 compounding on a personally funded account that started with $44,000. So again, $57,000 in profit. Okay, that's pretty freaking amazing. And you can see the proof here. You can see his account balance at nearly $102,000. And I'm going to get into exactly how he did this, how you could potentially do it as well. But I do have to say that Forex trading is risky, as you know, and trading with Forex robots is risky as well. And you could lose some or all of your money. And please only trade with money that you can afford to lose. And trading may not be for everybody. So I just want to say that because it's really true. So let's take a look at this and break this down a little bit. So he trading a personally funded account. He funded with $44K and he's grown it past $100,000 at this point. Okay, which is great. You obviously may not have that much money. You can trade with less money, whatever amount that you really want to. Most of our clients start with, around, a couple $1,000s, something like that. The more the better, because it gives it more breathing room. Okay, a lot of people blow their accounts when using Forex robots because they'll go in with like $100 or like $500. And it doesn't give the EA enough room to incur drawdown and to recover from drawdown, and they're just blowing their entire account and they think that the robot is a scam or whatever. So he grew it from 44 to 100K. He says next goal is to go to $125,000, and then at that point he's going to take out $25,000. Okay, then he's going to compound it to $225,000. Now this is really cool because I think one of the good things about what he's doing is not only has he grown it quite a bit, and by the way, in the time frame, I think he's done this in the matter of I want to say 4 months or maybe 5 months, something like that, not a long period of time. He's really been getting after it. And I like what he's doing because he's taking out $25,000. One thing that's great to do is to take your profits out and to play with house money. So he will be playing with house money, shortly here once he takes out his money, which he plans on doing. He says once he grows it to 225K, he's going to take out another 25K and so on until he gets 500K. He said that he's also started another TitanX with another broker as well to split over into two. So he basically chucked 63,000 into a account. It's already at 65K. He says happy days. Can't thank the Blue Edge guys and their support enough. So this is another good thing. If you're trading with a Forex robot, especially if you're trading with a large balance, you may want to diversify across brokers. As we know, Forex brokers can sometimes be sketchy. Sometimes, they're overseas or whatever. And, if you're growing a large amount of capital, it may behoove you to put it into multiple brokers just to spread your risk across multiple brokers, as well as to see, hey, maybe it does better on one broker than another, right? Now, by the way, if you're watching this, you're like, hey, I want to try this. You can go to blueedgefinancial.com. You can actually try this robot for free for 7 days, and you only pay for it if you feel like it's worth it. Okay. So again, go ahead and you can check it out. Now, let's get into his strategy about what he's actually done. So TitanX tool is what's known as a cost averaging robot. There's a lot of these robots on the market, but most of them are really crap, and they really do have a high probability of blowing your account at some point. We put in some protective measures to help avoid that, which I'm going to discuss in a second. But if you're unfamiliar, basically the way cost averaging works is you're trying to get in at a better price, right? So let's say that the market is going up and we're in a sell trade. You'll enter a sell trade, and then if price moves against you, and another sell trade. If the price continues to move against you, you'll get another sell trade, another sell trade, another, and then all the way, up until here, we got into another sell trade, hoping for the market to reverse. Okay, so now obviously this is a common strategy among Forex robots. This is something interesting. Basically, we're wanting to trade currency pairs that will revert back to the mean, meaning that they'll revert back to the average price, because as you can see here, we don't want a pair to go on a really long trend. Okay, this type of system will do well the majority of the time. During a ranging market or even during a choppy market, it'll do really well. But during a trending market, these systems can get into long drawdown, right? And you can see these types of systems really easily because it usually has these, really smooth looking equity curves. The problem is if a pair goes on a really, really long trend with the majority of these, you're gonna end up blowing your entire account. Now, we have some measures in place to help avoid that, obviously, but it is one of the risks that you take on with trading these types of systems. So really what you need to do is to be able to trade it for a while, and then you need to sometimes cut it or take a loss, which I'm gonna talk about, and then continue on trading, right? So something like this, right? Back to what we were actually talking about. So Scott's actual strategy for how he grew it from 44K to 100K. So he basically said that the starting lot size based on the risk calculator allowing for 16 trades. He attaches in the picture below. I'm going to show you. Let me show you this. So we have a calculator once you become a member at Blue Edge Financial and you're trading this. Again, if you're trading any Forex robot, you likely want to do this. We have this lot calculator, which basically you can put in your account balance. You can put in the number of trades that you're going to be doing as well as your starting lot size. So that means like on your very first initial cost averaging trade, your very first entry trade, what is going to be the lot size? You can see here that his initial starting lot size was 0.25, okay? And basically what he said is he's going to allow for 16 trades. So this basically means that he could have 11 different currency pairs go into 16 cost averaging trades each and still not blow his account. Right? He would be right at the verge of it, right? Of getting margin called. The likelihood of 11 different currency pairs going into 16 cost averaging trades, it's very low. Is it impossible? No, anything can happen in the markets, obviously, but it's very, very unlikely that 11 pairs are all going to go trending at the same time and go 16 cost averaging trades with no sort of pullback. Okay. So this is one thing that you want to do before trading is you want to like calculate your risk basically. And this tool makes it really, really easy to do that. Okay. So let's move on. So first thing he did with his strategy is he calculated for the risk, right? Which I think is really smart. And we talk more about that inside of the Edge Trading Academy. Once you become a member again, you can do that for free for 7 days and only pay for this if you feel like it's worth it. Okay. One of the things that he said too, yoga on at 25% of the account balance, off at 24% of the account balance. So this is one of the protective measures that we have. So that way we put measures in place to limit the chance of blowing the account, right? And basically what yoga means is that 25%. So if his account ever hits 25% in drawdown, he's basically going to stop any currency pairs from trading. So yoga means like, cool off, kind of chill out, kind of relax. So basically if his account gets into this much drawdown, then he's turned on this yoga mode. It's just a feature that we have inside of the settings of the EA where, he'll basically not enter any new trades at that point and he'll wait for the drawdown to recover. Okay. So that's how he uses that. Again, you could use this at whatever mark you want, say 15%. You say, hey, if my account gets into 15% drawdown, then, I don't want to be taking any more new trades until the drawdown recovers. You can totally do that as well. So 3, every weekend I put a new higher balance into the risk calculator to increase the starting lot size and yoga on and off limits. So again, he just comes into here and he pulls up the risk calculator. He says, okay, my new account balance is, let's say $110,000, and he will budget for 16 trades basically and do that same thing. Using this risk calculator, it's kind of fun to play around with, so that way you can just get an idea of what sort of drawdown you could incur and still have your account be okay. Next is he says LIPO after trade 14 and AMP after trade 18. So what does this mean? Okay, so these are kind of insider terms that we use inside of our community, but basically what it means is essentially, again, this is another measure to help prevent people from blowing their accounts, which, can happen with these sort of systems. And I'm just telling you this because I'm just being honest. Like a lot of people just don't know that. They think they're trading trading this magic robot, and they don't realize that this is a reality of trading these sorts of systems. Okay, so what does this mean? So LiPo after trade 14. Okay, so that basically means that, so let's say here, for example, okay, on the 14th trade, he's going to close out of the first trade. On the 15th trade, he's going to close out of the second trade. On the 16th trade, he's going to close out of the third trade. And if it keeps going, on the 17th trade, he's going to close out of the next trade. And on the 18th trade, okay, if you heard him, so that's what LiPo is. You're basically lipoing off the fat here. So these are ones that have been in trades the longest, which will basically make it easier for you to hit the take profit as well. So that's what he's doing there. And then the amp mode, which basically means amputate, just like you cut it loose, like you just have this uncle point and you say, I gotta go. Like this is too much drawdown. A pair's been trending really, really hard and I gotta get out of it. So at 18, so if it goes 18 trades in a row, he's just gonna cut the entire thing, okay? The entire currency pair from trading. That's a feature that we have built inside of that. And sometimes you just need to do that, okay? You need to take a loss in order to trade another day. He says these are the currency pairs that he's currently using, but Titan has done well for me on virtually everything I've put it on. I've used anything from 3 to 28 pairs in the past, okay? So he's using GBP USD, CHF JPY, Euro GBP, USD CAD, Euro US dollar, GBP CAD, NZD CHF, AUD CAD, AUD NZD, Euro CHF, and NZD CAD, all of these, okay? And you can see that here. You can also see his settings. I'll just pull these up. So he shared these with us inside of his group. So if you do become a member and you start trading this, then, you can consider using this on, his settings there. So you can take a screenshot of that or whatever you want to do. So now here's his advice. I'll actually play a quick clip here of Scott actually talking about this. And at the end of this video, I'll actually include a link to the full interview that I did with Scott previously before he had hit this mark. I did an interview with him, which was really pretty cool. So I'll play that right now.
I mean, I'm no expert whatsoever. I didn't even know what Forex was 6 months ago. So I can do it, just work together and everyone can win. When I first fell in love with Titan, one of my fears was that maybe you would discontinue the product. So then I went on a spree to find other kind of software just as a backup. Because you were the first one I tried, I thought you would be like, everyone else would be pretty similar. But God, the other ones are so bad. I mean, I haven't found any that, a lot of them just don't work. A lot of them lose a lot of profit. There's no support. There's no community. So yeah, I mean, it is by far the best. And we probably tried at least 20 different software. Yeah, and they promise the earth, they're not sincere like you guys are. And so, I think it is, the best tool out there. I found one that's, 10% as good as this one. And I'm not just saying that.
Okay, so here's his advice. He said that the biggest challenge for him was not to stress over Titan needing some chunky drawdown sometimes. His max drawdown has been 22% when some of the pairs were trending hard. Okay, so again, this EA will be in drawdown pretty much continuously. He said his max drawdown has been 22%, okay? And basically, depending on how you run this thing, you could have more, you could have less drawdown than that. And again, when pairs really trend hard, that's when you're going to incur the drawdown. Okay. He says, have some LiPos now and again. Example, yesterday started the day off with minus $482 and then ended the day at $1,236 with just over 2% growth in the 2 days. So don't worry about the LiPo and AMP now, just letting it do its thing. For example, at the moment, it's just shy of 21% drawdown, but there's some chunky trends on some pairs. Okay. So he has some drawdown right now and he's noticing that, the reason he has this drawdown is because some of the pairs are really trending, right? Basically, he says if they LiPo to make it easier, so meaning they start, LiPoing off the beginning trades and make it easier for Titan to rebound and take profit, that's cool. Or if I have to wait it out a little bit for them to rebound, that's good too. It's teaching me patience for once, LOL. He said, I've also got used to the equity amount being anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks behind the balance because Titan X has a floating loss in order to work. So that's just another thing that, it will be in floating drawdown. It just takes a while to climb out of the drawdown, and that's that. So he said, I'll report back when his account gets to $200,000, which is great. Okay. So he's been really cool. He's just kind of updated us along the way as he's gone. And so I wanted to share this with you to share what's actually possible. I'm not saying you're going to get the exact same results. We can't guarantee anything like that, but you can try it out for yourself. Okay. Try it on our website, bluedgefinancial.com, 7 days, only pay for it if you feel like it's worth it. Oh yeah. And by the way, if you'd like to watch the entire interview that I did with Scott just I think it was like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago or something like that, then we'll put the video right here and you can watch that, check it out right now.